In this lecture, we'll discuss two things. One is, given two state vectors, how do you transform a state space representation in one vector to another? And second is a special form of representation of state space representation for a LTI system. We'll see that special form for a system where there is only one input. Okay. So consider this LTI system, x dot equal to ax plus bu, y equal to cs plus du, where a, b, c, d are constant matrices. This is an nth order system with m inputs and p outputs. Now the question is how to get a state space representation using the state vector z, where z is related to the state vector x through invertible matrix P given as P inverse x. Okay. So what we do is you take a derivative of z equal to P inverse x with respect to P. So, and on substitution, what we get is z dot is P inverse APZ plus P inverse B U. Now we already have the output to be of the form Cx plus du. So in place of x, if we replace it with pz, then what we have is y to be equal to cpz plus du. So the matrices in the state space form using the state vector z are P inverse AP, P inverse B corresponding, they are corresponding with the A and B matrices with respect to state vector Z, and the corresponding C and D matrices with respect to the state vector Z are CP and D. Okay. Now, armed with this knowledge, we'll proceed with a special form known as the controllable canonical form, where given any state space representation for a controllable linear time invariant system, we will transform it to this special controllable canonical form using linear time, using a invertible matrix P. So we'll see what that matrix P is. Okay. So for controllable canonical form, the assumption is that the system under consideration is controllable, or the pair AB is controllable. Okay. And as I said, we will see it for a single input system. So M is 1. Now for this case, consider a matrix P, which is a product of the controllability matrix QC and another matrix M. Okay, where M has the following structure. Now you see there are some variables or constants written as a1, a2, a3, an minus 1, and so on. And if you observe, the first row is a1, a2, a3 till an minus 1 and 1. The second row is just a left shifted version of the first row. It's not a left cyclic but just a left shifted, hence the last element in this row goes to 0. The third row is again a left shifted version of the second row, and so on, and we keep on shifting this till we reach the last row where the first entry is 1 and rest all are 0. So this is what the M matrix is. Okay. Now what are these a1, a2, a3 till an minus 1? Where do these come from? Okay. So these are nothing but the coefficients of the characteristic polynomial of the matrix A under consideration. Okay, so you have a matrix A, you find the characteristic polynomial for this matrix. There would be coefficients in the polynomial which have been labeled as this. So these coefficients are used in the construction of the M matrix. Okay, so A1 is the coefficient corresponding to lambda to the power 1, A2 is corresponding to lambda to the power 2, and so on. Okay, now QC is invertible because the system is controllable. It can be verified that M is also a invertible matrix, which makes the product of QC and M and thus P to be a invertible matrix. Now suppose there is a state vector Z which is related to the given state vector x as P inverse x, if we do so, then the state space representation using the vector z will be of this form. So here the AC and BC matrix have a very special form. When you do P inverse AP using the P that has been just described, what you get is the first row of A matrix or the AC matrix here would be 0, 1, and then remaining entries to be 0. The second row is the right shifted version of the first row. Okay, so it is shifted, and you keep on doing this till you reach the n minus 1 row, where the first n minus 1 elements are 0 and the last element is 1, as shown. Now the last row has all the coefficients of the characteristic polynomial of A. Okay, so A0 is the coefficient of the characteristic is one of the coefficients in the characteristic polynomial of A, which is basically the part which is associated with lambda to the power 0. So if you notice, it is minus A0. Similarly, minus A1, where A1 is the coefficient of lambda. Okay, so whatever is the coefficient that is present in the characteristic polynomial of A, the last row is composed with the negative of those coefficients. Okay, so if you get a matrix in this form, you can straight away say that the characteristic polynomial is lambda n plus a n minus 1 lambda n minus 1 plus a n minus 2 lambda power n minus 2 and so on, plus lambda a1 plus a0, if you get a matrix in this form. Now the BC also has a very specific form, which is the following: all the entries in the column is 0 except for the last entry, which is 1. Okay, and it can be verified that if you have a state space representation directly given in this form, then this form of AB will always be controllable. Okay, so if someone tells you that I have a state space representation in this form and says that my system is not controllable, then it is not true. If a system has this form of A and B, then it will be controllable. Okay, and remaining matrices CC and DC can be obtained as CC equal to CP, and DC does not change, so DC is same as the D. Okay, where Z dot, as we had P inverse AP, so I am replacing P inverse AP with AC, P inverse B with BC, CP with CC, and D with DC. So this is what we have. So this form of state space representation for a linear time invariant system, and we are considering a system with one input, is known as the controllable canonical form. So if you are already given, as I said, if I are already given with a controllable canonical form representation of a linear time invariant system, that indicates that the system is controllable. Now, so this form, as the name suggests, is very useful in designing state feedback controllers for linear time invariant system. So when we go into the design of state feedback controllers, one of the approaches that we'll use actually utilizes this controllable canonical form. So that is where it will become clear that how this particular form can be useful. So we'll stop here. Thank you.